All right, we are live.
Good morning.
So Chandra and I have been talking for like so many minutes this morning, so many hours last night. Nothing's going on. We were just talking.
Yeah,
we,
we're
we were
okay.
we were having philosophical discussions, psychology discussions. Like it was just like that good, hearty, like, and then almost where it becomes full circle self reflection going, oh, wait, the limit does not exist again moment, you know?
Oh,
Hey,
that's
cool
funny.
gamer.
Morning.
I got my hot chocolate. Chandra
Yeah,
has her
coffee.
coffee.
That's how you know it's a good day.
Yeah.
I said good day.
Yeah. So we were both awake almost to like 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
talking. And they were like, okay, we got to get up. We both have a live stream. And then we wake up this morning and it's like, yeah, I've been awake. I got this done and everything. And I'm like, wow, yeah.
Hi,
Hey,
Kat.
cat.
I
So
Oh, I have new glasses coming. Finally, I've had so the
I heard her say no glasses. And then I like played the sound back in my head and I was like, it had to be new glasses.
Don't you love it when you do that and you like just look at someone? You're like,
Like, oh, no, no, no. I replayed the audio. We're good.
100% did that at the gym the other day. But yeah, no, new glasses coming. So I've had the lenses for 4 years.
Nice.
Broke the other frames and just went in and was like, "Can you just find a pair of frames that these lenses will fit in? That'd be great. Thanks." Ain't nobody got time for this.
Yeah. Zoe got glasses. And oh my God, I swear, my child is bougie because she picked out Ray-Bans. And I was like, what the hell? And then luckily the insurance covers frames up to $200 and these were like 170. I was like, all right. And I was like, just a heads up, if you don't take care of these, I'm pretty sure if it's been less than a year, it's out of pocket to like
Mhm.
get new glasses. So you'll be getting cheap glasses or going without. Hell,
So I would check on their policy, but basically, if you bring back broken frames, like any kind of damaged frames, or like I don't remember. I
I'm
think it's
thinking if she lost it.
yeah,
And
lost is different. But
yeah,
if it's just like broken or damaged, if you take the frames back at Oakley, they'll give you a percentage off your next pair.
well,
And
this
it's
is
not a
Ray-Ban.
small percentage. I think I think if it's like broken um like through no fault of your own, they give you 50% off your next, and if it's like damaged and you like I don't know, put it in a wood chipper, you get like 25% off. Don't quote me on that. You would have to ask at the
Yeah,
store, but I remember they have some kind of policy like that, or they used to.
they did. I used to work at Sunglass Hut and Macy's when I was in college,
Oh, okay. Cool.
and we carried Oakley, Ray-Ban, Maui, Jim. I'm surprised I remember these names. It's the only reason I know these names. There's no other reason. So, hey, Laura.
Morning. How are you?
So it's just, yeah.
I'm really excited about the writing today, and I'm like, I have no business being as awake as I am, given how
So
late.
while we were talking yesterday, I'd signed in to the studio and typed up the prompt and everything. I was like,
Oh,
just in case if I oversleep tomorrow, I'll have it ready. It's not going to be one of those things where I got to like say it out loud. And either way, like I was productive yesterday. I've been early this morning. I'm probably going to take a nap this afternoon. I already feel it coming. Like I feel awake right now, but I'm like, nah, that's going to crash.
I just saw your mug, and that is really cool.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. It's the writerish mug.
I
Yeah.
found out about this thing that I have to like now I need one, but it's a kind of mug that you can set the temperature on it, and then you put your drink in there, and when it reaches that temperature that you've preset it to, it will hold your drink at that temperature.
Nice. Like
Yeah,
that is great for travel, for
for people who put their coffee on the morning, Billy, how are you? For people who put their coffee on their desk and completely forget about it, and then it gets cold by the time they want to drink it, but then we just pop it in the microwave and then it doesn't taste right.
No, it never does.
It really doesn't. But
you said it getting cold. It made me think of in the show Good Omens. One of the prophecies was in his coffee gets cold, or as his like hot chocolate gets cold, and he's like, oh my god, because it was like next to him cold.
I still haven't seen it. I need to watch it.
Yeah, you can. I watched it first and then read it, but honestly, like it's because they're so close to each other, it doesn't matter. Like, if anything, with all the characters, it's kind of nice to watch it first because then you got pictures of people, and they did so well.
That's fair.
Hi, Mom Maggie. Chandra already said hello, but I just did.
No, I didn't. I just like waved. I didn't say
yeah. I try to like do it at the same time, and like we recognize people. We just don't click on stuff because we're lazy. Okay. I mean, let's be honest.
I'm excited about today's. I don't even know what the prompt is, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I thought about telling you while I was typing it last night, but I was like, nah, we're gonna keep it. All right, so
I've got timers too.
Yeah, because we're like each other's halves. I swear, you don't. Wait, what is that?
We're a well-oiled machine.
We are. Like, combined, we make a good streamer.
Accurate.
Pay attention to chat.
I don't know that I could do this by myself anymore.
I don't want to stream by myself. Like, oh my god, yeah, because... Yes, Spencer, what do you need? Oh, Spencer wants to sit in my lap. But it's like, I don't want to hold up the conversation by myself. I need someone to bounce off of. I'm talking to Chandra and the rest of the internet who decide to join us.
Thanks, Kat. That's really nice. I just feel like I'm out of practice by myself, just with my schedule and everything.
Well, you do your Twitch stuff, don't you?
I haven't been on Twitch in a while.
Yeah.
Solo streams are scary. I haven't done one in a while. I need to. I've been thinking about it. I feel like, though, I'm going to have to just reboot everything in January once I'm out of school. And
Mom, I want to station.
Okay, fine. I'll try. Fine. Okay, are you sitting in my lap or are you sitting on the chair?
Hi, Spencer.
Okay. Chandra said hi. It's cute. Spencer knows Chandra. He's like, are you talking to Chandra? However he says your name. I know he has a specific way he says it.
He's working on it.
Yeah, it's okay.
I remember the first time he said my name and I was like,
I know. Oh my god. I bet you reacted the same way I did. Like the first time I was trying to teach him signs because he wasn't speaking. Mm-hmm. And the first time I understood him, and he was signing for my phone because he liked to play on it. But I was just like, we communicated. Giving him my phone. And then that broke the seal for him to always go, I want your phone. Fine, here, God. I was using it, but never mind now.
That is so funny. I keep seeing Emma do them all, and I always chicken out of it. You know, I definitely got like embraced by the live streaming community with people who have people on their channels. Charlie Dorsett had me on my first stream ever.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, okay, this isn't so bad. Okay, the water's not that cold.
For me, my natural thing is that when I'm like nervous, I talk. So you don't see a difference, but the whole time I'm like, holy crap, shut up. You're talking to us, shut up.
But it's like, no, you're not. This is literally your job.
Yeah, this is it. You're supposed to talk back and forth and build off each other's conversation. What are you doing, child?
That's like, then there's me who constantly streams alone. But I mean, you're a natural though. You're getting there. You're like just talking about what you're doing while you're doing it. And you're not like worried about where the camera is. You just like keep going, and it's very like you've got a flow.
I've been worried though, because there's been times where I'm so focused on the words, and then because on Twitch I only get like maybe one viewer, and it's someone who I know has me on the background. They're not listening whatsoever. And so I just like kind of I'm quiet and I'm just in the zone writing, and I'm like, this is not the Twitch stream that it's supposed to be, because I don't do on Twitch, I don't do sprints. I am talking through, actually doing a flash, and I talk to chat sometimes and they'll chime in.
I want to watch
Mom Maggie said, I stream alone because my internet won't let me have a guest or crashes. That's a bummer, but also it's like, it's cool that you get out there and you can still talk to people in the chat. So that is nice.
Yeah. My first thought was getting friendship blocked. Of course I said cock blocked initially in my head, but friendship blocked from your internet.
Natalie does show her screen on Twitch.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll chime in and be like, here's the prompt, and I'm thinking I'm going to do this, but I don't know. And then sometimes at that point, whoever's in chat will go, you should do this. And I go, yeah, okay, fine. Twist my arm.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we actually show screen too. We've started doing this more recently. We didn't always, but we started to share when we were going through and reading each other's stories, and we're giving feedback.
Yes.
And like we do a little bit of editing on screen just as we kind of talk through things and do the quick fixes. So we do share screen when we do that. Twist my arm. Yeah, but we're at 11 minutes, so we should probably get started.
Yeah. So today's prompt, let me go ahead and pull that. I did copy it already. Yes, Spencer?
Can you give me a pick? I want you to give me a pick cup.
Plain cup? Okay. So this is cute. So this is water. 3 fingers against your chin.
Mm-hmm.
And Spencer, even now as he communicates, I want you to get me plain cup. It's a cup that has a whole bunch of planes on it. He's like, get me plain cup. And
so he's like, say, I would like a plain cup with water. That's so cool.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then, Chandra hears you have the hiccups. I don't have to tell her. But then it's funny though, because sometimes he'll go, I want the plain cup with 1 ice. And I'm like, I don't have that power, kid. It's an ice maker.
When I was working at a restaurant, I had a table who told me that they only wanted 1 ice cube. So I was pouring, from the side, not from the front, so you can better control if you get ice cubes or not. And a really small 1 ice cube extra fell into his cup. And he was like, I said I only wanted 1. And I started laughing. And then I was like, he was serious. And then I just walked away.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I don't know what to do. Anyway, that's how Chandra handles stressful, slightly embarrassing situations. It's just to speed walk away.
Run away as quickly as possible. Do I have... Okay.
Oh, cool. Yay, Kat. So Kat just added Billy to the spreadsheet of AuthorTubers. As I just realized you weren't on the list of AuthorTuber channels I found with Devin, but that has been fixed. That is so cool. And
yes, pop the link.
Yeah, the link.
In there.
Kat, will you drop Billy's link in the chat as well? Because I did not know that, and I don't think I have seen you on a stream before. So welcome.
Yes, what's great about that spreadsheet is that it's updated between Kat, Gloria Rice of Blues, Devin Cutting, who was our buddy, who was our live
dictionary of AuthorTubers.
Yes, and if you've ever seen, oh God, what was it? Avatar: The Last Airbender, when they go to the library and the wise old owl holds the library of every bit of knowledge. Yeah, Devin was the library. Okay, never made his own content, but housed everybody else's content. So it was if you were searching for live streams, you just went to Devin's channel. Highly recommend bookmarking the spreadsheet after it's posted. So there it is. And highly recommend bookmarking that. I have it bookmarked. And so whenever I'm I need to be productive, I always jump to it and I click on the tab for whatever date it is. And I find who's going on.
Billy, I just followed you. Also, your channel art is super cute. Super duper. That's I love that. Anyways, you are followed.
Yes. Okay. Today's prompt is a cabaret singer's night off, which actually it makes me think of all those movies of like Baby's Day Off and like that came out in the 90s. Either way, words to include are kimono, profound, hypnotize, caprice. I gotta look that one up. Mutter, custom, oppress, local, cash, unwittingly.
Is caprice like vanity but like misplaced?
Ooh.
Let me see.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Caprice. A sudden and unaccountable. Oh, it's not. A sudden and unaccountable change of mood or behavior.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Actually, there's a sentence here. This is not me. The caprices of the electorate. A land where men were ruled by law and not caprice. Okay, so just being like, you know what? Let's not do this sprint. Let's do a different format for our string today.
Okay.
See, and that would be caprice.
Oh, I'm like, okay.
You're like, wait, what are we doing? Yeah.
Okay, so it's like in the moment.
Yeah, whimsy, vagary, fancy.
Oh, this is why I love chat. Mama Maggie summarized it. Caprice is moody.
Yeah.
It's a mood. Capricious is someone who is moody. Oh, bless you.
Look at us. Okay, we're ready. Are we ready? Are we sprinting?
Yeah. Yes, because my son, I don't know where he ran off to, but I want to say he said he was going to the bathroom. So I have a feeling I'm going to be called in a moment.
Any minute now.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Sprint number 1 in 3, 2, and 1.
I posted that twice. Why?
Ooh, I got like 2 words. 2 words, and I should be
Lucky
done.
you, because it took me forever to actually write anything, and then it came to me finally. Oh wait, nope, that's not how you spell it. There we go. Whatever.
Okay, it's not perfect.
It never is. That's the way I label this. I'm like, listen, when I'm on other channels and it's like, so what do you do? And I'm like, so Flash Fiction Live every Saturday morning at 8:30, either on my channel or my co-anchor person, whatever. Because anchor seems weird, but co-author, co-creator, there we go, we'll say co-creator. But I was like, or on Chandra's channel, and I was like, and we do the one thing that we tell you not to do, which is critique yourself off your first draft. And not only do we do that, but we also do it publicly.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
I've already learned so much from doing this, though, because I didn't realize, I don't know, that it brings in a lot of awareness that I think I wouldn't have had otherwise. But also, hi, Sako.
So many people came in. Kelly, RK,
Kelly,
Sako, yeah. Who else we got? Do we say hi to Just Eva? I
think. But hi, Eva.
Yeah. That's right. Eva was talking about, she's like, Caprice is a noun, by the way. And I was like, thank you. In my head. I never typed it.
I should have, well, I used it, but that's not how I used it. But I could have used it that way. That would have been a good way to use it.
Yeah.
My ending is slapdash. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But I got all the words in.
I don't have kimono. I'm still trying to figure it out. I think I'm gonna describe it in a way, instead of actually being dressed, saying like, because a fight's breaking out, and I'm gonna say like someone wrapped their hand around someone else's waist as holding them like a kimono.
That's an interesting.
Wrapping them like a kimono. I don't know. Because I feel like any other way I use it is just going to be incorrect appropriation or something. Because the only way I could think of using kimono is it would be in a what's it called? It would be in this like, I would have to set this in like the 40s or something, and maybe that would be the reason the fight breaks out, and I didn't like that idea either.
So I did use it as a clothing item, but I didn't specify enough detail, I don't feel like, to make that out of place. But the one thing I was going to say is this prompt made me think of 2 things. One is Kill Bill, and the other was actually Chicago, the play.
Oh yeah,
because of the.
Oh my god, because dude, you're calling out like the same time frame that I was kind of. But I'll say that's when society called those places cabarets, like we mentioned in them as the.
I sent you the file. We have a orange cat sighting also.
Yes, he's been
Chicago or Moulin Rouge.
Oh,
claws.
Dobby? But I'm cute. That's the way I interpret that. Yes, Spencer, what you need? Tell Chandra what?
I don't know if you can see this, but that is a claw.
Okay. I still don't understand my son sometimes.
Can you see that little boop? That's a claw right there.
That little. Look, Mom.
I need to trim his claws, and like that's where I'm like I get mad, but I'm also like that's on me. That's
Yeah.
totally on me. I'm like, hi, baby.
Hey, can you trim this right here?
He's such a goober. Also, he's making air biscuits, which. Oh, hi. Oh, you're using claws. You're not gonna fall. You don't have to claw me because I'm not gonna let you fall.
This dog.
Oh, hi, puppy.
Right.
Oh.
She's gonna nudge my arm, I bet. Nope.
Your son sounds so. Oh, I thought you were talking about Dobby, and I was like, he is. He's 13 pounds.
Well, Spencer's 5. He's still a hoot.
That was
What? Tell Chandra what?
Hi, Tiffany. Good morning.
Oh, okay. This is Spencer's new thing. Spencer wants me to tell you that his sister's 2, but that's because we told him his sister's 12, and he like, and I'm like, that's a 1 and a 2, and he's like, she's 2.
Like, he's like, cool. Thanks for clearing that up. She's 2.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I know 5 years is going by
Cat we're
fast.
fostering for my mother is so chunky. Oh, kitty. I don't think I can share his weight without outing him in ways he'd not appreciate. My vet, when they weighed Dobby last time, she like gave me the weight, and it had like changed significantly within the year. And so I was like, is that like healthy? And she was just like, well, it's just really hard to put cats on diets. I'm like, I don't feel like you answered my question, but okay.
I always think of, and I know I said this, but from Homeward Bound, when Sassy's trying to prove a point to Chance that you got to pretend you don't want something to get it. And Dobby just looks kind of stoned almost. Like, yes, people, here I am. And she's being held by Hope, and Hope is like, Sassy, you want some shrimp? She's like, no, I can't. Try to get those 4 pesky ounces off from Christmas. And Hope is like, but you love shrimp. She's like, I can't. And all right. And then Chance is like, it worked. It really worked.
That is hilarious. Ow. Do you see that?
Okay.
He just bit me. He's like, oh, he's purring. And he was just like, let me just nibble.
He's got oral fixation. Is he going to do it again? Yes. I wonder if that stemmed from when they're kittens. I was about to say babies, but I was like, no, there's a specific word for baby cats. When it's kittens and like when they're happy, they were always trying to feed from their mom and stuff. Non-sturdy chunk.
Bring it down. He's like, no, I just was shifting. I'm not going anywhere.
Hope you don't have to write anything. Okay, I swear I'm gonna be all right. I'm just gonna wrap this up.
I'm just gonna go ahead and blaspheme and tell y'all I've never actually seen Homeward Bound.
Oh my god. Okay, Chandra, we need to just I'm gonna actually start a list. I've always been saying we need to start a list of things to watch.
He's sitting at my desk now. He's like, this is like, he's in my lap with, this is the desk, and he's like leaning over like he's gonna do some work.
Hey,
you know that video of that little girl where she's like, I'll work it.
Oh my god, I forgot Homeward Bound was a book. I never read it. But by the way, Chandra, did you ever see Milo and Otis?
Yes. Like,
okay.
Homeward
Bound is kind of in the same realm of that.
Okay.
Like where
I'm not gonna change this because Dobby just typed in the document, so I'm gonna leave it there. So
I will try to pronounce it. All right.
I feel like you'll get a laugh out of it. Boop. Ooh. He's cuddly like Dobby, though. I'm sad to see him go. He's aww. Love bites and dominance bites are Kitty Cat's way of saying, "You are my human."
Oh. Okay. I have typos, but at this point, I don't care. I just had to push through. I at least use kimono. And technically, if we talk about the amount of time of actually sitting there typing, it was less than 30 minutes for me. Okay, let me jump over to
Maggie got
Google.
almost 300 words using the prompt for my zombies versus cat story. Very cool.
I love it when people are in the middle of writing a story and then they can use our prompts and stuff to kind of work in the story existing. Like, I just think that's kind of cool. All right.
Taco's enjoying coffee. Yay for coffee.
All right.
It snowed out there for us, so I'm pretty good with just not.
Is that Eva? Because she said she woke up to snow. Yeah, I don't see the screen right now, by the way, chat. Okay. Got it. All right. Come on, type. Natalie's story. Okay. Oh, by the way, chat, today we will not be picking a prompt because we already have one from a entry thing. What's up, son?
Dobby's trying to sneak onto my desk
now.
What? We will call Mama. Yeah, fine. When I'm done. Or mine. I'm not gonna call her on my computer.
But why?
We'll see. Okay, go play your game.
Okay.
Ooh, no.
Yeah, I enjoyed the snow from the inside too. I love the cold. I love winter, but I also like to look at it through a window as I hold hot chocolate and there's a fire burning in the fireplace.
Now we're fighting.
Dobby!
He's trying to use my I'm trying to get him not to climb onto the desk, and so he's grabbing my cork mat that's under my keyboard and aggressively.
I want to stay.
Clinging to it. I'm stop it. No.
All right, we're going to share a window, Chrome tab, Google Docs. Okay. Okay. I'm going to keep that in. All right, I just really want to read yours right now for that sheer fact. All right, you ready?
Ready.
All right. Here's Chandra's story. All right. She wrapped her kimono tighter around her as she stepped onto the veranda in the lightly falling snow. The city was silent, sound dampened by the fluffy white blanket that coated the buildings, cars, and bushes. If there was anything that could take her mind off things, it was watching the snowfall. Nothing had the power to hypnotize her quite like the comforting winter silence. A siren sounded. It echoed from a few blocks over. She could see the bright red lights strobing in the distance. The previous silence was restored. She tilted her head back, looking up at the dizzying whirl, taking breaths. No, not silence. There was a sound. Someone crying. Sorry, that was Dobby's typo. All right. She moved closer to the... Actually, that could be sputtering while you're crying. Like that, really snot cry where you're like that cry. Okay, back to this. All right. She moved closer to the ledge, looking down into the alley that ran along the side of her building. A figure moved behind the dumpster that crowded the narrow space. A guard drove past, unwittingly close to watching the scene unfold. She could see the other figure approaching from the other end of the alley. She wanted to shout a warning, but didn't know if it would help or make things worse. From her vantage point, the only thing she could say for certain was that the car had circled back, its custom paint job making it stand out. It wasn't an accident. She knew exactly what they were doing. A grappling hook anchored onto the lip of solid brick wall of her terrace. She wasn't sure what came over her, but her hands were on it, trying to pry it loose. "Don't do that," she heard a voice mutter next to her ear. It was the most profound moment of terror that she had ever experienced. "I don't have any cash in my apartment," she volunteered. "I'm not here for your money," he said. They climbed over the wall and lowered himself over the edge of the building. She was surprised by the caprice of her emotions. One moment, she was frightened for her life, and the next, she was filled with concern for the stranger lowering himself into the alley where someone's life was in danger. She didn't hear gunshots or any kind of sound, but the car drifted from its previous course, hitting a parked car. The other shadows stopped moving. The one crouched behind the dumpster was growing larger, seemed to scale the side of the building. The man was back. He deposited the figure on the terrace of snow. She didn't recognize either of them. It didn't seem that they were local. She was used to most of the faces in this part of town, even if they didn't recognize her. It was just part of her day-to-day life, knowing faces and making people feel welcome. Even though a cabaret singer's night off was supposed to be sacred, she could feel her work brain switching on. This wasn't the first time she had helped a woman escape the person who would try to oppress her. Wow. So many questions, especially with that last line, because I'm like, she seemed afraid, but now it was planned. So that's where my confusion is for overall everything, because she was trying to pry the thing off, and then so someone's crying. So I don't know if the person behind the dumpster was crying or is it the person approaching the alleyway. Like, there's many unanswered questions here. So I need more. As always, that is our summary chat. If you haven't been here before, usually Chandra and I talk through the stories and then go, I need more.
So the idea that I had is that, like, she is a cabaret singer, but she's helped people at work. But whoever the shadowy figure is that has the grappling hook, he knows that, but he's also been watching the other person and was there to help them.
Yeah.
So there's that side, and the person in the alley is in trouble. The car and the other person were like following this person.
Okay. Because I took the person behind the dumpster as like waiting for their chance to come out and attack the other person, not as they were hiding from the other person.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, clarification is required.
Yeah,
and that should have been the person behind the dumpster was the person who was crying, so that's not clear.
Yeah. So what you could do is maybe have the scene unfold of like she sees a figure run in to the alley and hide behind the dumpster, and that's when she hears the crying, muffled crying or something like that, and then she sees the other person. So that way we know that the person behind the dumpster is like trying to get away and hide.
Or maybe the crying continues because she doesn't even look into the alley until she hears the crying.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
And maybe she like tells them, like, she wants to say like keep it down, I can hear you, but then she also sees the other person. Maybe that's where she sees the other person like running up.
Yeah.
But also I'm thinking about like how tall is this building? How much can you actually see?
Yeah, because I would say even like, let's say she's even at the 4th story, because I'm also trying to think of like, let's just take what a human can carry, like this guy who's scaling the building and stuff like that, what he can carry, like, and scaling like his body weight and the body weight of another person, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't see it being more than 4 stories because that's roughly 40 feet. It could be more if this is a more of a classic building where maybe it's 12-foot ceilings
Mm-hmm.
for the apartments or condos or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, well, he would have to be like, it would have to be like top roping, where he could belay himself.
Okay.
But I also didn't put that much detail in there to make it sound possible because I only described the grappling hook, not the mechanism or anything like
that. But I could see that where maybe he connected the rope to something on his belt loop. Like you don't even have to something on his belt.
Yeah.
You don't even have to go in depth. Which then actually this point, like him being able to climb down made me think like, wait, is she interacting with 007? That was my other thought process. So
someone along those lines. I hadn't really put much thought into that character's backstory.
But I will say it was just a little confusing, like who was running from who and stuff. But I definitely got the scene. I pictured nighttime and stuff without you even saying it was night. And I thought that was very well done. And I need more.
So the big things that I'm taking away is like clarify like the person who was hiding versus the people who seem to be looking for her.
Yeah.
And then how does the shadowy unknown hero get there and descend the building?
Yeah. To me, you don't have to explain how he appeared in her apartment because to me, like he's being secretive, like we wouldn't know, she doesn't know, and we're going through her filter in a way. So that's fine. But yeah, but also who throws up the grappling hook if he's behind her?
So I was thinking like he comes up behind her, hooks it onto the wall, and then goes over.
Oh, I thought it was thrown up and then it was like, hey, there's this man behind me that says don't pull it, and that's when she recognized him.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the way I think it lined up. So okay, all right, there we go.
Okay, that makes good sense.
That's what it sounded like, and that's why I was like, where's the person? How did the grappling hook get there? So other than that, yeah, unlike the typos that you'll have in mind, like yours is fine, and it's really just like the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, I like Mama Maggie's point of it sounds very noir, and that's what I pictured totally. Like, I imagine noir.
Very cool. Well, that was fun. I like this one.
Me too.
Okay, on to Natalie's story.
Yep. Bring it on. Oh, wait, I gotta scroll on it. I'm sitting here like, yeah, I'll just shut that. No, let's scroll. Okay.
The hotel's cabaret band played gently throughout the bar. Locals talked over the smooth, hypnotizing beats, their mutters blending together, making a custom atmosphere. Behind the farm wood-top bar was Jessie and Alex. Alex was the regular singer for the band, but tonight was her night off, and she made tips giving drinks. And she made tips giving drinks more than she did on stage. It wasn't completely caprice, but to some being driven by cash was an emotional endeavor. Jessie doubled as the bouncer, even if Alex was singing. Liquor riles up, Jessie always said. Your singing soothes them. It wasn't profound, but it did make Alex feel valued for more than her body. Though her body is what helped her tips. Some would call that oppression, but Alex worked with what she had. Her looks and her voice. A table off the right of the stage began to get loud. The men stood with the table between them, poking each other's chests, as if pinpoint the location of an off switch from either of them. Jessie, Alex called over her shoulder as she was retapping a keg. Jessie looked to her and followed her head nod to the disgruntled gentleman. He sighed before serving the drink in his hand and stepping out from behind the bar. Just as Jessie arrived, unaware by the bickering pair, the man with his back turned to Jessie pulled his arm back for a punch, but unwittingly elbowed Jessie in the face. Jessie stepped back a bit, was able to regain his composure before restraining the man that hit him. The hitter became the hittee when Jessie wrapped his arms around him like a kimono and somehow turned him into a punching bag. From there, all men joined the fight. Fists and bodies flew. Alex sighed and motioned for the band to continue playing as she stepped up behind the microphone. Her siren call couldn't take a night off, otherwise chaos would ensue. I really like I really like it. Oh, okay. So right here, Jessie, just as Jessie arrived, unaware by the bickering pair or unaware of the bickering pair?
Well, it's the bickering pair is unaware. So I guess of unaware. No, but it's not Jessie that's unaware. It's the bickering pair unaware.
So flip this sentence around. The bickering pair unaware of Jessie's presence, or something like that.
Oh my God! Hold on, Spencer's calling me. Yes. What? It is snowing.
So,
my goodness, it's snowing. You know, I could have stayed here and you'd tell me look out the window next to me. Just throwing that out there, honey. Okay. All right. So say the bickering pair. All right. So the bickering pair unaware
of Jessie's arrival or Jessie's presence.
So the bickering pair was unaware of Jessie's presence then. Yes, Spencer.
Okay, that makes good sense.
Hey, do me a favor. Go wake up your sister.
Okay.
Thank you. So eager. Like, yes, I will start her morning off. My presence. Okay. The man with his back turned to Jessie, pulled his arm back. I hear Spencer go in there and he goes, "Get up, Zoe." Oh, cute kid. Okay. All right. I like that I elicited a laugh when I said hitty.
No, I liked that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some times where like you have to make up the word,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes very well in that scenario.
Yeah.
But also kind of makes it comical that Jessie and Alex are like kind of used to this back and forth, and she's just like, all right.
Yep.
Like the bar is going into chaos, but she's like,
We are not going outside, buddy.
And start singing.
Yeah.
Again. Quit fighting.
Which actually made me think a little bit like the movie Coyote Ugly.
Oh, that's such a good. I was thinking about that movie the other day. I was like, I haven't seen that one in ages.
Yeah.
Also, her boyfriend was sus.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love it. Mom Maggie's was like, but mommy, you need to look out my window. It looks totally different. It could be like clinch fighting where they cling onto the other person until one goes down or gives up. Oh yeah. Okay.
I think it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that just like the couple of reorganizing the sentence really clarifies, because I was kind of thinking, I was like, how is he going over to break up a fight but he's not aware of the fighters? So that makes and
this is where beta readers are important. I am trying to find where I was like, hey, Chandra, let's use this as a prompt. And then.
So I did also add in some commas here. A table off the right of the stage.
Yep.
Began to get loud.
Here we go. Okay. And then I just end up copy and pasted whatever we change, and then I throw it in my Word document.
Okay, I just did a couple more changes, though.
Oh no, please don't make my writing better.
So what I changed was at the top, the farmwood topped bar, I hyphenated farmwood topped because
to make sure it was clear.
Yeah.
What? What about that ear?
Okay, I want
that's it.
Why do you need the headphones?
I love it.
No, put it back. First off, those headphones don't fit you. Those are not the. No, they actually don't. I don't care if you say yes. They don't fit you. But there's another set of headphones that do fit you. If you can find those. Okay. Prompt number 2.
The most distressing news I've had all day, Mother.
It's only 9:50 in the morning, right?
I watched Coyote Ugly the other day, and all I could think was, this girl has such a toxic friend group. Right? Isn't it weird watching stuff like? I think I watched my best friend's wedding.
Oh my god! Yes.
And I was just like, girl,
like,
no.
Keep it in check.
How mean they were to his fiance. Like, and everything that she was dealing with. I was like, no, ma'am.
Hey, old grumpy mama.
We don't do that here.
So, by the way, what the prompt we're doing today is a flash fiction contest by Scrolls of Cryptids over on Instagram.
You know, when we do that, we should put the link to their thingy in the chat or in the comments. I mean, in the description.
Yes. I'm trying to do something right now. I at least got their screen name in the thing, but I'm going to try to make sure
I say that not just for like everyone else, but also for me.
Yeah. It is self-serving. I'm trying to appear helpful to everybody, but no, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Okay, sorry.
I feel like I did that at work the other day. And I was like, did
I
do that?
My husband's been sending me the lyrics every now and then. I'm just like, dude. Oh, that reminds me. So, I was talking to my sister last night, and this summarizes the sense of humor we have. But we were talking about like what we spend money on, and I realized mine seems a lot more altruistic than hers. But she was like, I'm glad that you have your writing and stuff, because I was talking about that's pretty much the only thing I spend money on. And then she said she still likes the story I did where it was the same it was a different story backwards and forward. That whole thing about the child abduction. And I said, me too, but it was always better backwards than forwards, which made me feel like I have work to do. Oh, I had a typo. Oh, well. She says, nah, it was pretty great, but I get the perfection thing. I think all 3 of us sisters got that bug pretty bad. And I said, no, I am perfection. And then it's this gif of this person going like that. And then she sent back this gif of like, oh, bless your heart. So it was fun. I like having banter with my sisters.
Ooh, this one. I think that Rachel Green archetype infected everything from that era. The pretty girl gets away with being complete selfish bee to everyone all the time because she's nice every once in a while. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I do think it was funny. Was it Over Her Dead Body where the main character's like with her best friend who was actually in love with her? She's like, "Wait, I thought you were gay," and he was just like, "No, I just like really like you." Like some of them were just so questionable.
Oh my God.
Questionable.
Well, and there's so many things that just don't like age well and stuff.
Yes.
But here's something that I found interesting. It was a comedian maybe or something. They were talking about, listen, 20 years ago, we smoked on airplanes. We did things that's cringeworthy now. And there's things that we're doing now that will be cringeworthy to us in the future. Like
I think about that.
Yeah, we're always in a state of bettering ourselves.
You know that so in Hamilton, the final speech from George Washington, I love that part, and I think that's part of why I love that so much, because
it's too big. I'm sorry.
Like, I know that like everything that I've done cannot be perfect, but please, like, basically look on this with like a bit of kindness, because you know I don't necessarily see all the ways in which I've not done the right thing. But I was doing the best of what I thought was the best. I don't know, just the speech and the way it was said was just so eloquent and beautiful, and the way it was put into Hamilton is just chef's kiss. I like Monica so much more, even if she was insecure and neurotic. You could really see the fat girl with pretty bestie behavior in her, even though she was thin in the show, and I loved that.
And her sense of perfection and everything. Like, I related to Monica way more than
I've never actually seen Friends all the way through.
Yeah, I watched it at one point and finished, and I was like, okay, I've done it. I see the allure, but of course, me watching it now, it didn't age as well.
Walk away, Ross. Just walk away.
Oh my God. I saw it. So this person, they posted on the internet, they got a mat from, doormat from Etsy that said deliveries. Was Ross and Rachel on a break? Yes, no. And they would place the package on yes or no.
And so funny.
It was actually divided.
Ooh, so this is not at all related, but I mean, I guess it could be, but I want to get back into cross stitch. I haven't done it in a long time. And I thought it would be really fun.
And I was like, okay.
Well, I mean, I am doing CrossFit too, but that's a sidebar.
But you don't tell everybody you're doing CrossFit.
Also, I'm going vegan.
Anything else?
No, I'm kidding. But if I ever say that I am going vegan,
you've been abducted.
Something has happened. I am in danger. I've never seen Friends all the way through either. Currently slogging my way through Grey's. Oh, I need to finish it. I keep watching Grey's.
I dropped off Grey's at like season 9 or something like that, and I haven't been able to get back up into it. But I did see a beautiful clip where it was. Hold on, this is loud.
You would get so annoyed. I hated it so much, but everyone I knew watched it, and Seinfeld, which I also hate. Yeah, I love that the horse ended up in jail in the last episode. Oh, I've not seen Seinfeld. I always watched The Nanny, which I've talked about before, you know, and I could go on about ad nauseum. But I just feel like all of her friends and the people that she would be around, she just gave the benefit of the doubt, even when her mom would like criticize her best friend, and she was just kind of like, wait, like, no, that's like you can't do that. And even though like you would view her best friend that like in a certain light, and the character was portrayed that way, it's still like she's still protective of her friend because they're friends, and that's what friends do. Like, you don't let people
because friends are chosen too. Like, you choose to be friends or not. I have not seen 100.
I've seen part of it, and part of it was really good. I lost interest after a certain point, but it was a pretty good show. I have the intention out there that I will finish it at some point.
Yeah.
We should also
Start the sprint.
yeah, because it's almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay, and plus Spencer wants me to do something, so we're gonna see how much writing I can get done. All right, so
It would
this is
help
the
if I
prompt.
shared the screen. Okay.
Yes, sweetie.
I want to say they can do Roblox.
Zoe's not gonna play Roblox with you. She needs to wake up and eat breakfast first. Don't fall for it. That's his fake cry.
Oh no, I was reading the comments. Alien.
Oh.
No, I don't. When he starts like I could tell the difference. I'm like, okay, we're gonna
Let's
start
eat breakfast
now.
Sounds great.
3, 2, and 1. I could write more. I'm just finishing the sentence, but I've got 751 words. And I'm obsessed with this story. Like, it's a lot of fun. Hi, Nia, Mr. Blandis, welcome. Thanks for dropping by if you're still having a listen.
We appreciate it.
Are we reading these or no?
I think we can read them. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Yeah, because I mean, it's probably going to change. Because these, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, these are not due until November 29th. You can DM them or November 29th, 2022, by the way, in case anybody's watching this in the future. Bless you if you are. But they, yeah, I know mine will probably change a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see.
I definitely. Oh, what's the word count limit? I was looking at there, but I didn't see that post.
I think it was a max of 1,500, but then also.
Terms. Misconceptions. Writing.
All right. Copy. 604 words. Almost typed like you did. All right. Where's my Google Docs? All right. Come on. All right. Did you want to read mine first and then
Yes.
All right. There we go. Just posted it.
Okie doke.
I went very happy. Oh, wait, share the screen. Doy.
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
Here we go.
Yep.
You have to tell her, Gray.
Gary.
Max. Gary. Wow. Wow. This is my first time reading, so. You have to tell her, Gary. Max's voice was firm. Gary pulled the phone away from his ear and made a face despite Max's volume not changing. I don't know, man. We've been together for 4 years and she never found out. Why should I tell her now? Max scoffed. Because now you're hiding shit from her on top of continuing this lie of omission. I just want it noted for the record, it wasn't always a lie. Tastes just evolve and change as we get older. It's natural. Buddy, just tell her. You have to stop living this double life. So I'm taking advice from a single guy? Gary rolled his eyes. Max laughed. You called me, buddy. I'm just trying to save you from yourself. Now go into the living room and talk to Chris. You know your wife. You know your wife? Yeah. See you tomorrow. Or tonight for a place to crash if it doesn't go well. You'll be fine and free after this is out in the open. Gary hangs up and runs his hand over his face before opening the bathroom door. He sits down on the couch and Chris immediately drapes her legs across him, giving him a smile before looking back at the true crime documentary she's focused on. She's researching how to kill me, Gary thought. Gary slid his hands onto hers and squeezed them to get her attention. Chris's eyebrows lowered. Something wrong, babe? Gary sighed. I was thinking, remember how we first met and it felt like we had nothing in common? Chris laughed. Yeah, I played every sport and you're lucky to button your clothes without looking at your hands. Gary pursed his lips but nodded. Yeah, and I can play any instrument, but you can't carry a tune. Chris playfully pushed him with her free hand, but squeezed his hand. The one thing we did agree on was our hate of pickles, she said, looking up with a wistful smile. Gary looked down. About that. Chris tilted her head back to Gary. Gary took a breath. I've been eating pickles from the jar in my desk from the past 3 years. You what? Chris asked. I have a jar of pickles in my desk fridge at work that I've been eating from, and I've been hiding it from you. I even sometimes crave them as if I was pregnant. Chris's hand went to her stomach. She looked pale. Gary grabbed both her hands, pulling Chris to look into his eyes. I didn't mean to, but I also know you hate them, so I didn't want to gross you out and bring it home. I'm sorry. I just didn't want to continue living this life of where I order food with pickles only when I'm not with you. Chris pulled her hands away and shook her head. How full is your jar at work? She asked. Gary was shocked, but ran his hand through his hair. Almost full. I just bought it yesterday. I promised to keep it at work. Honey, I need to get it and grab another jar on your way back. I've been craving pickles and ice cream for the last week, Chris said. Gary grimaced. Ew, that's gross. That sounds like something. His eyes grew wide as he looked at his wife. Chris nodded and pulled Gary up into his arms and spun her around. He set her down and immediately sprinted to the front door. As he hopped to put on his shoes and grab his keys, he called out to her, Do you want shaved ices, candy, salad, steak? Chris laughed. No, she said no as she plopped onto the couch. Okay, but that's adorable. That is so cute.
So this is actually a little bit of real life because Alex and I actually bonded on a lot of things, like music wise and stuff. Apparently I'm more into blues than he is, but never mind that. And he's more into like metal than I am. But when we first met, it was like, oh my God, we have so much in common. And one of the things we had in common was we both did not like fried okra.
Mm-hmm.
And 8 years into our marriage, this man suddenly likes fried okra. So I joked with him and I was like, our marriage is based on a lie.
That is so funny. I was like, for a second there, I thought we went in the same direction. And then I was like, no.
Nope, it's Natalie.
It was very wholesome and I like it.
Yeah.
And the sentence that's like all run together, fabulous. Very hard to read out loud.
It was so hard to type that. I kept on pressing space. I was like, stop it.
I can imagine. Oh my gosh. No. I've been eating pickles from the jar in my desk for the past 3 years. You what? Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Like, it's one of those lines that if this was a story that you were reading, you would pause as the reader to get that, but I feel like it doesn't draw you away from the story. You're still sucked in that moment. It's one of those few things that can stop you, but in a good way.
Yeah, well, I think it's one of those things where you stylistically break the rules of grammar and punctuation in order to get the cadence right, and it works. So it was like that like paragraph long run-on sentence I wrote that one time because the character literally said it all without breathing.
And I took it that way too.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, she's still going. Okay.
But I mean, it does make it easier to pick up on, and it also because you do read those things like when you're reading and you realize you're holding your breath.
Mm-hmm.
Like stuff like that. But it also kind of makes you see when you use punctuation in a way that makes the sentence sound in a way that you didn't intend. So I think that was really clever and fun, and I liked it. And it was great characterization. And I do like his friend giving him the advice, and like it seems so serious too.
Like, in a way, you could be living a double life. And actually, I think this was in an episode of Friends, and I almost went the route they did in Friends, but it was in Friends where I'll just say it was, let's say, Rachel loved pickles, and Ross said he didn't, or it might have been Seinfeld, because there was this theory that you're supposed to have one person likes something, the other person doesn't, and that you match. But he was like, I don't know why I said it, but now I always have to give her my pickles, but I like pickles. And like, it's a riff in between them, because he's like, I like pickles. I was giving it up and stuff.
That is so funny.
And I can relate to that a little bit. But for me, I decided to go the route of fried okra, which, by the way, I still don't like fried okra. I've never liked it. And Alex likes it. So
I do love me some good fried okra. I like okra pretty much in general.
Yeah. So I feel like I should. I mean, I'm from the South, but whatever.
Everyone's allowed something that, like, I like asparagus now, but I didn't eat asparagus for the longest time because I almost choked on it when I was little.
Oh yeah, that will do it.
And like, I stopped eating my food because I knew that, like, we had the whole, you got to clean your plate rule. And then my mom's like, why aren't you eating? And I was like, because I can't eat my asparagus, so I'm not going to be able to finish my plate. So I'm just not going to eat. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I choked. You saw me choke. I don't want that. I'm scared to eat it. And she was like, you don't have to eat asparagus anymore. And she was good about it. She never made me eat asparagus again. I ate it as an adult, but I had that.
You have to have that balance. To me, that's a good thing. Like, so in my household, we have a rule, and I stole this from someone else, I forget who, but where the kids can pick one meal where they're like, I will not eat that meal. And that's fine. Mm-hmm. My daughter keeps on trying to change that freaking meal. So last night we had black bean soup, which is like some sausage, black beans, carrots, some ginger in there. It was broth, and it's poured over rice. And then we take cornbread and crumble it up over it. It is so good.
That sounds really good.
It is so good. I'm glad I married a man who can cook. But so we had that. Well, we're making it, and we're having black bean soup for dinner. And Zoe is like near to tears. She comes up and hovers in the kitchen because she's like, I don't want this. Can this be my meal? And I'm like, stop trying to change the meal, because it's like the 7th time she's tried to do it. I'm like, no, stop. And I tell her what it is. I'm like, Zoe, this is the black bean soup where we crumble the cornbread over it and stuff, and it's on rice and stuff. And she's like, I don't like it. And we sit down to eat dinner, and she goes, oh, this isn't what I thought it was. I like it. And we're like, are you kidding me? Like, we had like a full-on discussion. Alex and I were getting like trying to keep our attitudes in check because we're tired of this shit and stuff. And it's like,
I'm just like, oh, never mind.
No, I like this. We told you. We remember you eating this before.
That is so funny. Ooh, Mama Maggie got almost 900 words for Nano.
Ooh.
Dad had a bowl of lentils in front of me for 3 meals a day for 3 days, and I wouldn't eat it. Why I like red lentils with chicken and chilies. It was just my dad's lentil soup. That's valid. That is valid.
Okay, now I'm going to read yours because I want to make sure we stay good on time.
Yes.
All right, scroll. Okay. I didn't think you could be so cruel, she said. I almost felt guilty looking at her mascara-streaked face and the dark smudges on her white dress, but I didn't say anything. You could at least answer me, she said. I don't know what you want me to say, Clarissa. I can't apologize for protecting my friends. I won't apologize for it. I said the words without even more conviction than I realized I felt. I'm a shy person. I think maybe that is why what I said carries so much weight. People didn't expect me to stand up at a wedding and say something so damaging that the groom would call it on the carpet. Most people thought of the whole should anyone present know of any reason this couple should not be joined in holy matrimony, speak now or forever hold your peace. Part as a
Perfunctory.
perfunctory. But it was the only time I could think of to say what needed to be said. Don't you think I deserve to be happy too? Clarissa asked. She was starting to cry again. Her tears made me feel uncomfortable. Not sorry, just like I wanted to get away from her. Just like I wanted to get away from her. Like she was begging me to say something or feel something I just didn't feel. It seemed cold-hearted not to offer her a tissue or comforting words, but I tried to be a genuine person. I put the box of the table on the table between us and leaned back, folding my arms. Our parents were off doing damage control. Mom was in the church talking to guests, and Dad was at the reception hall paying the vendors and dismissing everyone. The groom and his family were already gone, and it was my job to sit with my sister for reasons that remained unsaid. I was glad my parents weren't the vindictive kind of people. The food would go to the local soup kitchen, and the vendors would get their tips. I wasn't ruining things for everyone, just the bride. I was sure the groom would forgive me. Here's the part I don't get, I said. We have money. You didn't need to marry him for money. So why get him involved? He's a good person. Vanessa, I don't expect you to understand, but was it a bit of loyalty too much to ask? Actually, yes, I said flatly, because I had never been so sure of something in my whole life. You know what your problem is? You're so naive. You think that because you saved him from me, he's suddenly going... Yes, thank you, son. You think because you saved him from me, he's suddenly going to notice you and fall in love with you and realize that everything he's ever wanted or needed has been right in front of them his whole time? That's never going to happen, Van. She waved her hands around, adding air quotes as she thought it would do the most damage. Saved and never. She never wanted me to know that I had failed. God, Risa, you really don't get it, do you? I didn't tell him so he would choose me. Well, I wouldn't protect him from you because I want something from him. That's why you'll never be happy. The only time you ever do anything for anyone other than yourself is when you see a benefit for you in it. I didn't even see what she swung at me. The flat of her palm connected with the solid smack that left my ears ringing on the side of my face and the side of my face in flames. My fingertips traced the burnt patch, involuntarily, the manic laugh escaping my lips. I stared at her in disbelief. She looked ridiculous, staring at me with a half-open mouth, eyes wide, hands suspended in midair like a statue. I shouldn't have done that. That was the thing about Risa. That was as close to an apology as I or anyone would get. No, I said, breathing out a slow sigh. You shouldn't have. I could see Andrew outside watching us through the door, his hand poised over the handle. I couldn't be sure how much he had seen or heard, but from the look on his face, I'm sure it had been enough. Clarissa stood when he opened the door. He didn't look at her. Van, he said in a low tone, can I talk to you for a moment? You can't do this, Clarissa shouted. I didn't answer. Andrew looked at her with sad eyes. She picked up the vase and hurled it at us. What was the damn secret? I want to know the secret. Oh my God. Okay, so one of the things that I got hung up on that stood out to me the first was this so damaging that the groom would call it on the carpet.
Yeah. So I really needed to actually look up that
idiom.
Yes. I just it sounded right, so I threw it in there, but let me see.
And by the way, I thought the narrator / main character was a guy at first. So if you meet, not to play off stigmas, because guys can wear dresses, but if you say I straightened my dress or something, staring at her, or maybe when she's choosing not to look at her, going whatever, I'm sick of this, and she's fixed her dress or pulled it up, the strapless dress, because that's such a chick problem.
So it means summon for a scolding or a rebuke.
Yeah.
So basically calling out what she did in front of everyone.
Yeah. Ooh, Mama Maggie sent hers. Might have time. Yes, Spencer, what do you need?
My children get 2 fast foods. I will even cook a separate meal when they come up on the menu because my dad would make it just to punish me, knowing I wouldn't eat it and go hungry. Oh, that's not nice.
Oh,
I like having to pass meals and getting an alternate. Clarissa seems to have some kind of impulse control disorder.
Little Bridgerton Hamilton's vibe going on. Someone never be satisfied. We're not going to call Mino yet. Let me finish. Let me finish this, please. Leave my phone alone. Go play your game. I'll be done. 9 minutes, dude. 9 minutes. In 9 minutes, that's one episode of Bluey. Okay.
So I was kind of thinking that not only did she marry him or was she trying to marry him for his money, but she also has another boyfriend. And I was thinking that like her parents don't know that extent of detail, but
they just think the wedding was called off and.
Well, he called it all out in front of everyone at the altar. But that her parents didn't know before that moment. So that's why they're like handling things the way that they are. But also, oh, hi puppy. Hi puppy. But basically, all the sweetness.
Okay, but yeah, and so not all truth has come out yet.
Yeah, and so her sister found out somehow and was like,
So this makes me think a little bit like The Wedding Date with Deborah Messing, and actually the guy from My Best Friend's Wedding, the groom, and where she hires an escort to be her wedding date and pretend. And then it comes out that it turns out her boyfriend who left her years ago was actually had slept with her sister, fell in love with her sister, but her sister is getting married and her ex is actually trying to break up the wedding and be with the sister and stuff. And it's, and it all comes out behind the scenes on the wedding day where people are getting punched in the face and they end up,
Mom,
what?
Yeah, I want to go more in that not in that direction exactly, but I do want to put in exactly what happened. And then I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with the sister and ex-fiance's relationship because it does they are close.
Yeah.
But I also don't want the bride to be right about anything.
So 2 movies to watch: The Wedding Date, and then also watch America's Sweethearts.
Okay.
Both kind of deal with a sibling relationship, and in America's Sweethearts, the sibling is Julia Roberts and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Ooh.
And Catherine Zeta-Jones is one of the sweethearts, and her boyfriend was John Cusack, and her sister Kiki was her her personal assistant almost. And she always put Kiki down no one's gonna like you or something. It's kind of interesting, and it's also a funny movie. It's got Billy Crystal in it, and it's all right. I'm writing these down.
But yeah, I thought that was fun to write, and I definitely want to finish it and add more and like clarify a little bit about the drama.
Yep. Okay, let me see if I can read Mama Maggie's story real quick.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you want to summarize that? Because I haven't.
So Mama Maggie had an $800 medication malfunction, and the pharmacy keeps hanging up on her, even though the product packaging malfunctioned and destroyed the medicine. Basically.
Oh my god. What, Spencer? She'll be fine. America's. Oh my god, the snow's actually clinging to the ground right now. My husband's supposed to be golfing. I think he's not now. Like, he left to go, and he'll be back soon. Okay. Like, you know those TikToks where it's like, it says he must be cheating, and then it goes me and the boys, and the guy's doing just something stupid that's like, why would anyone do that? That's my husband. Like, it would just be like, it's so asinine or something that I'm like, I don't have to worry, that's fine.
That's funny.
Okay, so Mom Maggie's story real quick. The Zodiac landed almost silently at the Baltimore waterfront. Leo Thorpe looked around cautiously. There were muddy footprints, but no people.
Ma,
what, Spencer?
I'm gonna put this on.
Okay, give me a little bit, like 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, dude. Throat, what's going on? The commander of the unit muttered quietly. He had, after having, okay, let's work smarter, Natalie. Come on. I'm looking way too far away. Oh my god, my computer right now. It really? Is this your time? Okay. Oh, god. All right. After having to go and kill nearly this is a lot longer than I thought. Kill nearly 4,000 of the undead sailors on the Nimitz-class carrier. They all knew to make a little noise as possible. Most captains had not listened to the Admiral Lansing's warning and unwittingly killed their own crews by letting the sailors eat Pharaoh's yeast extract preserved food. Spencer, give me a little bit of time. They have been here. Spencer, you're killing me today. She's not going outside. Stop. They have been here. Leo looked around. He took a whistle from his pocket and blew it silently. Waiting, he became more tense. None of his great-grandfather's cats came. The profound silence of the once bustling local area was oppressing his hopes. A woman in a kimono-styled robe wandered into view. Leo recognized her from the local drag cabaret. It had been one of his favorite haunts to spend his extra cash at. Now it was just haunted, he supposed. Her almost hypnotized state changed, and she stumbled toward the illegibly in a caprice of homicidal hunger. The silence Thorpe of a single shot was the team's custom. With the cold glare, Norkman lowered his rifle. Move out. The group moved silently to Thorpe's family brownstone. The street had more frozen, muddy tracks to and from the park. Leo found himself shuddering. Patterson's Park had always been a popular place for the resident of Upper Fells Point. No cats slept on the stoop, but there were also no zombies that they could see. Unlocking the door, they entered silently. Inside, Lilo found a note on the mantle of his great-grandmother's familiar script. My boys, if you are here, I didn't make it there. I am on my way to Kitsap with Dr. Bland. She is quite intelligent and has organized the information on Pandemic 5 very effectively. There are copies of all she found with us and on the second floor of the Enoch Pratt Library. Check for us along Interstate 90 If we do not arrive in a timely fashion, my cats will keep us safe. The letter continued on okay. But the letter continued on unexpected expression of affection, which told Leo all of her worry in a few words. I love you both. Stay safe, Leo and Lionel. Your grandmother, Theodora. He swore silently, then handed the letter to the commanding officer. There was a clatter, and the whole group turned with their guns raised. Moving cautiously to the backyard, they found several cats. Most fled, but in one of the dogloos under the enclosed carpet was a queen with a litter of kittens. The black and white cat seemed to know Leo and meowed at him as he petted her. Hey, Molly Moo, rubbing her chin. Leo then stood and went back inside, coming back.
Yeah, got this.
Yes, I know, sweetie. Please, it's fine. Go. I'm reading, Spencer. Hold on. All right. Coming back out with a small pet carrier and a bag of kibble. In the garage, the heater kept it warmer than the air outside. Are there any more carriers? We need to take some of these back with us. The cats had begun returning as another seal dragged a bag of cat food from the kitchen and dumped it in the bowls. There are 3 more carriers in the basement, Leo answered, carefully moving the mother and the kittens. Gather as many as you can. They're going back to the fleet, and they had been ordered to bring more cats if to the ships if possible. One of them went to get them. Spencer.
You won't pay me
Later. Yes, I will. Please go. God, he's killing me today. All right. One of them went to get them, dropping his cold-blooded facade. Petty Officer Norkman, the largest warrior, petted the hungry cats. He gently picked up a tiny juvenile and 2 pregnant females and put them in one with a few handfuls of kibble. We need to go to the library, the commander insisted. Then he looked to Norkman and the other. Get these to the fish. Get these to the fish, then meet us. Thrope, where is the closest extraction point to this Pratt place? Pulling out a paper map of Baltimore, Leo pointed out the landmarks. It'll be faster if we take the Zodiac to the National Aquarium, but the Pratt Library is in the center of the city, about a mile away. Glancing at the overcast sky, Leo scowled. It's too cloudy. We might not make it. The commander grimaced and then asked, do you think your grandmother will make it to Kitsap with the information? Glancing at Norkman, who was talking in baby talk to the cats. One was sitting on his shoulder like a parrot. He had seen that man kill without emotion, but also risk walking in to a minefield to rescue a puppy. If anyone can, she can, Leo responded with confidence. If they are snowed in somewhere, she is probably giving this Dr. Bland fits. Theodora doesn't like to be still. All right, let's head back to the fish. Kramer, Walsh, Norkman, grab some bags of kibble. Leave some out here for the cats and pack out 60 pounds each. Vixen, Thorpe, you're responsible for the 4 carriers of cats. We need to go before the dead start wandering around. The group prepared and left the city like they were ghosts. The few they encountered were dispatched by Norkman with a quiet thwop of a silent shot. Looking back at the city of his childhood, as the Zodiac bounced across the water Ohio-class nuclear submarine, Leo grieved. The submariners welcomed them aboard the USS Maine, vanished beneath the dark gray water, leaving only the reflection of the light gray clouds on the waves. Nice. Okay. I had to fight off my son, text messages. It was a feat. That was very well done. I definitely love that. Northman was great. I'm not hanging up yet. Hold on, buddy. Yes, I know I have text messages. Okay. This is my life. Parenting. Okay. Well, Mom Maggie, I hope the phone call goes well. You did great with the story. I loved it. I definitely like the Norkman's character the most. I could relate to that. And next, God, what is it called? Next Saturday, we'll be on Chandra's channel. And we will go through this all over again, where we have a prompt and then we'll have a second prompt and continue writing and critique it live for everybody. I definitely got some work. Oh, I got notices. I definitely got some work to do on the current Flash that I have and making it better, stronger, strengthen the characters and stuff, especially because I got the word space. She had to go to work, buddy. And yeah, I'm glad you're back, Mama Maggie, and I'm glad that we're able to continue doing this. Goodbye, everybody. I hope you have a good day. And there is, I think, a 30-hour write-a-thon going with Sophie Ann and God, who else? Ann writes, Phoebe Woods writes. There's a 30-hour write-a-thon. So check out the spreadsheet that Devin Cutting and Kat Leo and a few others have created, and you'll be able to find the lives. And my son wants to hang up. Surprise. All right. Hi, everybody. Okay, press. Oh, you waved.
My
Press. Yes.